Imagine waking up one morning and everything outside your window is buried under a wall of ice, taller than skyscrapers, stretching farther than the eye can see. No trees, no cities, no sound, just endless white. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But millions of years ago, this was Earth's reality during the terrifying Ice Age. Before we dive into this frozen mystery, don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. You'll be helping us uncover more unbelievable stories from science and history, stories that show just how wild our planet really is. Ready to travel back to when Earth almost became a snowball? Let's begin. The Ice Age wasn't one long winter. It was a repeating cycle of freezing and melting that lasted for millions of years. Glaciers grew massive, covering entire continents. They reshaped mountains, carved valleys, and left behind the stunning landscapes we see today. But what could possibly make the whole planet so unbelievably cold? Scientists say it began with tiny changes in Earth's orbit and tilt, known as Milankovitch cycles. These small shifts changed how sunlight hit the planet. A few degrees cooler each year might not sound like much, but over thousands of years, it was enough to turn green forests into endless sheets of glittering ice. As snow built up, something strange happened. Ice reflected sunlight back into space, which cooled Earth even more. The colder it got, the more snow stayed frozen. This created a dangerous feedback loop, a frozen chain reaction that spiraled until the world was wrapped in an icy grip that refused to let go. Some scientists think Earth once became a snowball planet. Imagine oceans frozen solid, continents buried, and temperatures so low even the equator was icy. Life nearly disappeared. Only microscopic organisms survived near volcanoes or deep in the ocean, where heat still leaked from Earth's core like faint, life-saving whispers. But life refused to die. Tiny cyanobacteria, ancient simple creatures, clung to cracks in the ice. They kept producing oxygen, keeping the atmosphere alive. They were Earth's last flicker of hope, patiently waiting for the day the sun's warmth would return. And after millions of frozen years, that moment finally came. Volcanoes erupted across the globe, releasing carbon dioxide into the air. Co-trapped heat like a blanket, slowly melting the ice sheets. The frozen oceans began to crack. Rivers flowed again. For the first time in ages, blue skies returned, and life emerged from its icy tomb to reclaim the planet. Fast forward to about 2 million years ago, a new series of ice ages began. Gigantic glaciers advanced and retreated across North America, Europe, and Asia. During the coldest times, sea levels dropped by over 120 meters, exposing land bridges that connected continents, bridges that humans would later use to explore the world. This was the age of giants. Woolly mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and enormous ground sloths roamed the tundra. They were perfectly adapted, thick fur, layers of fat, and survival instincts sharper than the icy winds. These incredible creatures turned the frozen world into their kingdom, thriving where most life would simply perish. Meanwhile, our ancestors were learning to fight back against nature. Early humans discovered fire, crafted stone tools, and hunted together in groups. They built shelters from bones and hides to survive the cold. Every harsh winter made them smarter, tougher, and more united. The Ice Age wasn't constant. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Every few thousand years, the planet warmed up. Glaciers melted, rivers expanded, and grasslands appeared. Then suddenly, the cold would return, freezing everything again. Earth was caught in a dramatic rhythm of freeze and thaw, a natural tug-of-war between ice and fire. The last major ice age ended about 12,000 years ago. Scientists believe volcanic gases and rising carbon dioxide levels trapped more heat in the atmosphere. Slowly, the glaciers began to retreat. Oceans rose, forests spread. And humans, freed from the icy prison, began exploring, farming, and building the first great civilizations. If you've ever visited Canada, Scandinavia, or the northern United States, you've seen the Ice Age's fingerprints. The Great Lakes, carved by ancient glaciers, the Rocky Mountains valleys, shaped by flowing ice. Even giant boulders sitting in strange places, called glacial erratics, were carried hundreds of miles by retreating glaciers. Here's a mind-blowing fact. We're technically still in an ice age. The existence of permanent polar ice means we're living in an interglacial, a warm break between colder phases. It's easy to forget, but Earth's climate has always been in motion, constantly balancing between warmth and the return of another great freeze. Could another ice age happen again? Theoretically, yes, but not anytime soon. Human activity has added huge amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, creating extra warmth that disrupts the natural cycles. In other words, we've pressed pause on the next ice age, but at the cost of making the planet hotter than ever. During the peak of the last ice age, so much water was locked in glaciers that coastlines looked completely different. You could walk from Siberia to Alaska across the Bering Land Bridge. That's how early humans reached the Americas, chasing herds of mammoths across frozen plains into a brand new world. When the ice melted, those paths vanished underwater forever. But by then, humans had spread across continents, adapting to every environment. The end of the Ice Age didn't just reshape the planet, it reshaped humanity. We went from small tribes of survivors to farmers, builders, and dreamers who could change the world. Even our myths and legends carry memories of the Ice Age. Tales of great floods, frozen worlds, and gods of fire and frost echo what our ancestors saw. Glaciers melting, rivers overflowing, and climates transforming. What they couldn't explain with science, they captured with stories that still survive today. Scientists today study ice cores, long cylinders drilled from ancient glaciers. Each layer of frozen snow is like a page in Earth's diary, recording every eruption, storm, and shift in climate for hundreds of thousands of years. These icy archives help us understand where our planet has been, and where it might be heading. And here's the wildest twist. Without the Ice Age, humanity might never have thrived. The extreme cold forced us to invent clothing, build fires, and cooperate. It sparked creativity and adaptation, the same qualities that would one day lead to art, cities, and technology. The Ice Age built our resilience from the ground up. Even today, traces of that era shape our world. Fertile farmland in Europe and North America exists because glaciers once scraped away old soil, leaving rich minerals behind. Our rivers, lakes, and coastlines are products of the Great Thaw. In many ways, the Ice Age designed the modern world we live in. But the story of ice is also a warning. Earth's climate is fragile. A few degrees colder and life freezes. A few degrees hotter and everything changes. The Ice Age reminds us that our planet isn't static. It breathes, evolves, and reacts. And we're part of that delicate, ever-shifting balance. So next time you see snow falling or touch a chunk of ice, remember, it's more than frozen water. It's a tiny echo of an age when our entire world was on the brink of extinction, yet somehow survived. It's proof of nature's power and humanity's incredible ability to adapt and endure. If you enjoyed this journey through frozen history, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and share it with your friends who love science and mysteries. The Ice Age may be over, but the stories it left behind are still shaping our world, one melting glacier at a time. Stay curious and stay cool.